Hello, Ninth and O. It's Pastor Gabriel alongside Pastor Philip, one of your top 10 favorite pastors, no doubt, one of mine as well. And so we're doing this Ninth to Now, from Ninth to Now series, and it's a great look back at our history, how God has been faithful to us here at Ninth and O, Philip. And one of the components we want to look at is the generosity of faithful saints over the years. And I thought, who better to ask some of these stories? And the problem is, Philip, is there's so many stories we could talk forever. Like, it's hard to narrow down. But many of you probably know this, but if you don't know, Pastor Philip oversees our benevolence ministry here on staff. That's one of the many hats that he wears and things he does. And so I just want to ask him, Philip, what is the benevolence ministry, just a broad strokes, looks like? And then if you can just share a couple of stories of how you've seen people faithfully being generous, what God has entrusted them, and using that to bless others.
I get excited already because there's so many stories that encourages me as a pastor when I think about this. So the church as a whole, we have a budget we set apart for the year as part of our yearly budget that we budget and we vote on. And a portion of what you give every year goes into a benevolence line item. And so every month we give away on, I would say, $200 or $300, and just helping people that are off the street.
So off the street and even within our congregation?
Yeah, so that could be a Kroger card. It could be helping out with rent. It could be helping out with their LG&E bill.
Sometimes a bus.
Yeah, sometimes a bus pass. Somebody will come in, they need a bus pass. And, you know, it's just really neat to see that and be, I think the people that are here coming back and forth, people that have lived on the street and they come here, they become regulars. And we have some rules to keep them coming back every month. But it's been so good just to see how people have been affected by that. And I think that's the first thing I think about is that just yearly budget that we have.
Sweet.
But above that, we have people that give toward benevolence, and that's outside of our budget that we have. And that's sometimes where I just get choked up thinking about it. I see a lot of those things happen when people know there's a need, and they want to make sure that nobody knows, and they're just trying to do things behind the scenes. And I get to be that guy, kind of like the Santa.
You're the broker.
I'm the broker, the Santa behind the scenes that nobody knows about. And I love that. And there's so many stories. I think some of my favorite stories happen around Christmas. And there are two major stories. One of them is there was two single ladies in their 20s, young professionals, that came to me, I think 3 or 4 years in a row, came to my wife and I and said, hey, how can we help out a family in our church?
Wow.
And they would go buy everything. I was the middleman. They go buy everything those people had on their Christmas list.
Phenomenal.
And literally, in the middle of the night, drop it on their doorstep like Santa Claus. And they loved that. And that was just part of their Santa. It's like a Secret Santa kind of thing. That's one of them. I think the other one that comes to my mind is senior adult couple. They're no longer here. They had to move away. Man, they gave faithfully during the holidays especially. And they kept afloat the benevolence ministry like for a decade. And every time I needed something, I knew that he wanted me to come to him and say, hey, there's a need. How can I help? Those are the two that come to my mind first of all. But you know, so many I'm just trying to think about, but there's so many that we've been blessed by. It's so encouraging, though.
That is awesome. And Ninth and O, you guys are a generous people. We only want to encourage you to excel all the more. Thank you for your faithfulness, your generosity, and we hope the Lord will bless you today.